Pleased to be joined now by Michael Pinball Clemons, Toronto Argonauts general manager, 7-time Grey Cup champ, and honestly, Toronto legend. Pinball, thanks so much for getting on with us this morning. How you doing?
Good morning, guys. I'm excited to be with you here. Yes.
Yeah, we're excited to have you as well. And honestly, Pinball, I just need you. You know, I am a morning guy through and through to my soul. We're working mornings this week. My co-host, he's not. And I know I'm putting you on the spot a little bit here, Pinball, but can you just give us a little pep talk, a little pump up for him so that if he's a little lethargic tomorrow morning, maybe we could play this for him to start the show. Can you just give my guy a little pep talk about how great the mornings are, Pinball?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Listen, I want to say that I understand that sometimes getting up in the morning can be a little bit of a challenge, but it's better than the alternative, right? Any day above ground shows potential, baby. Let's get it.
Thank you, Pinball. Thank you. Sandman, you're coming in with that on the music tomorrow. I need that.
I love you, man.
I do love you.
Love you back.
Awesome. Pinball, we should probably talk about the hottest football team in not the city, but the country. You're Argos. What's going on here? I know this is a team that can fly under the radar for a lot of people, but I also know it's one that's generating a fair bit of buzz, maybe more than can usually be expected. Can you just talk about what's been going on for the year for the team and what's it like to kind of feel the buzz in the city?
Well, I have to say this, and I know we don't want to go back there, right? But you know, we are gently past it, but it started with the pandemic, right? So, you know, we were struggling. We had a couple of years struggling there, and one of the things that the pandemic gave us was 2 consecutive drafts, and that really built the foundation for our Canadian talent. We've got several guys that are you know, leaders today as Canadians, whether they're starting on offense or defense or special teams. It really has provided the nucleus, the foundation for our team. And so, yeah, we've got the bright, shiny objects, the most obvious of which is Chad Kelly, right? But it is our great Canadians that have provided the foundation for us. That's where it starts. You build on that. When we look at our offensive line, and the strength there, the difference that they make. And then we look on the defensive line as well. That's where games are won, right? That's in the trenches there. And so that's the part that's not so sexy that people don't talk about all the time, but it's those guys that are down there in the trenches really that have provided our strength and durability, and then we've been very, very fortunate in our draft choices, and then some of the other guys like a Chad Kelly that we've been able to bring to the team.
So, Pinball, I want to ask you about Chad Kelly. Or do you call him Swag or do you call him Chad?
I call him Chad, but
because Swag's a great nickname.
You can't avoid it, right? He does have it. It's So yeah. Every once in a while, I'll call him Swag or a little something else that we'll make up. But yeah, he is the dude. He is swaggy.
Can I? So obviously a heroic performance in the Grey Cup last year in relief of Bethel Thompson, who got injured. But I mean, the start of the season this year, he was really taken to the CFL in the game. Like, he just looks like he belongs. He looks like he gets it. He looks like he's just going to be a perennial all-star in this league. Like, how impressed are you with just his ability to adapt to the game and become what he's become through for you guys?
You know, what has impressed me the most is his preparation for this. Right, he was in almost every day during the off season, and his diligence. Right, so this is a process oriented thing. You've seen so many people over the years come up to the Canadian Football League, and even though they've had success in other places, that they really struggle. Chad has put so much time in, and he had a nice intro because he came in the Grey Cup and performed under pressure, got us 10 points. And I said, listen, all I'm going to ask is that you do what you did. Just give us 10 points a quarter, 40 points a game, and he's almost done that.
Yeah.
He's such a diligent leader, and it's so important to him. His ability to engage guys and to get them to do a little bit more than expected has been great, and that really comes even when we're sort of off the field. It's actually watching the extra film and coming in. He's been such a tremendously. I mean, you see Swaggy and he's out there, and he's certainly lively and verbose, but that's backed up by a ton of diligence, both in season and out of season.
That's awesome. So I want to ask you about your running back duo. And first of all, do you want to tackle AJ Ouellette? Like I watch that guy. I see some of those corners coming to tackle him when he's running downhill, and I'm like, that looks like exactly zero fun. He's been obviously excellent for you guys, but you can't overstate what Andrew Harris does for you too. Leader on the team, I'm sure. Your running back game and the running game in general for the Argos right now is looking really, really nice.
Pinball, let me jump in before you answer that question. You played offense for a reason. You don't want to tackle anybody. Let's be honest. You picked the right side of the ball.
I did grow up playing quite a bit of defense, and at one time I was considered a better defensive player than offensive player. But the reality is sometimes I don't even want to shake his hand.
Don't want to look him in the eye.
It is piercing. He got muscles on his earlobes. It's crazy. But you're talking about just those two guys are two of the highest character guys on our team as well. It is not just that they're great football players, that they've one guy is, a first ballot Hall of Famer, the other guy, maybe works harder than anyone I've seen. And when you talk about building culture, right, one guy gets them in the classroom, the other guy gets them in the weight room, right? And so when we look at the two, they have already been actually on day before. I think maybe they rise a little bit later, like 6:30. But he has the morning club or the breakfast club, I think they call it, and that is AJ. He leads that, and they're in at 6 in the morning, and that they're working on those core work days. Day before the game, I think they lighten up a little bit, but again, and he is, he on the one side gets him to the weight room, and then Andrew leads the classroom. His football IQ is so high. His understanding of the blocking game and where all of the offensive linemen are supposed to be on any particular play, then, giving them pointers on expectations, look at this first, pay attention to this, and that will take you to your key. We've just got some tremendous balance in the locker room, and very fortunate. Now, having said that, right, we're 4-0 now, and it's nice to, you kind of, but we're just playing one game at a time, right? Mm-hmm. And kind of understanding that in league history, there's not been an undefeated season. So we're playing hard, and we're first of all trying to win enough games to get to the playoffs, then seeing if we can get a bye, and then if we can do both of those things, if we can win one at home to get back to the cup. So it still is a long season, and it's a patient glide for us.
Yeah, but I mean, if you wanted to put a little pressure on Mercury Morris and those Dolphins to join the club, it wouldn't be necessarily a bad thing. Obviously, a big game coming up. I mean, they're all big in any football season, but on the road in Hamilton, obviously the last time you'll play them before the big Labor Day showdown. There's rivalries with every team in this league to a certain extent, but there's nothing like Argos Ticats. Just what are your expectations heading into tomorrow's game?
Well, you just rung a bell there with me, and we can't just run away from it. You said the Dolphins. Yeah, I'm a Florida boy, growing up in Dunedin there, and that was the first team that I actually fell in love with the guys on Jake Scott and Nick Bonnick-Honey on defense, and Paul Warfield and Mercury Morris and Larry Zonka. I'm sorry, Jim Kick. I probably should get back to the question. What was it again?
Just how excited are you for Argos Ticats? It's always special, but that answer was great. Don't apologize for that.
So this game is a really one of those games that can put you in just great position early in the season if there's some early season opportunities, and so consistent with that, I mean we're playing a team that lost its first two quarterbacks, right? And in that, it points to, hey, maybe this is a game with the record we have. So this is that perfect setup game where these guys are going to come out excited. They played their best game a week ago. Their running back is crazy good. They're playing great team defense now. They're doing all the things that you need to do, and if you're fooled by the fact that this young kid is not going to come out and want to make his name in this game, and it will be a sellout crowd tomorrow. They will have a full house, and so. This will be our toughest game of the year. Make no doubt about it, and we're trying to prepare to that end.
That is, you nailed it right there. Obviously, they're all special, but like you said, something a little different about this one, and that team is going to be certainly motivated, just like we are after this. Pinball, thank you so much for jumping on. I never doubted it, but boy, did you bring the energy this morning.
Man.
Loved it.
Oh, thank you so much, guys, and have a wonderful day.
You too, man.
There he is, Pinball Clemons.